Welcome back, YouTube. It's Friday. So Fridays are for magic. Although this Friday, we're talking about moms. We're talking about my mom. We're talking about your mom. We're talking about your brother's mom. No, we're talking about March of the Machine Mom. M-O-M. New set that'll be out in a week or 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. Full spoilers released. We're going to go through, take a look at the cards for the set. We're going through color order. So we're doing white, blue, black, red, green, gold, multicolor cards, artifacts, stuff like that. It'll be split up into 2 videos. So these will be longer. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to, I will preface this with saying that I will be talking about these cards in relation to standard and limited. I don't know. I have a little experience with modern. I haven't played modern in years. I've played modern and pauper, standard and limited. I don't really play commander. I don't really play vintage or legacy or anything like that. So anyways, let's take a look. Our first one, number 1. I'm going to click this so we don't have to turn our heads. It's a battle card. These are the new cards. Battle, Siege, 5 mana, Invasion of Ravnica, 5 mana, Battle Siege. As a siege enters, choose an opponent to protect it. You and others can attack it. When it's defeated, exile it, then cast it transformed. So you play Battle Sieges out. You choose an opponent to defend it or to protect it. And then it acts like a planeswalker. It has 4 defense, 4 loyalty, 4 defense counters. Essentially, it's HP or loyalty counters or something. It acts like a planeswalker, so the damage will carry over turn to turn. And then once that's defeated, you flip it over and you get a thing. The person that casts the card gets generally the creature, or sometimes some of them have enchantments, I think. So this one, Invasion of Ravnica, 5 mana, colorless. When Invasion of Ravnica enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls that isn't exactly 2 colors. Okay. And then it has 4 defense. That doesn't seem... Exile target non-land permanent opponent controls that isn't exactly 2 colors. I mean, that's okay for limited, I guess. I don't know. This card seems kind of meh. It's a mythic rare. Seems a little meh. It turns into the Guild Pact Paragon, which is an artifact creature construct. 5/5. Whenever you cast a spell that's exactly 2 colors, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a card that's exactly 2 colors from among them and put it into your hand, with the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Yeah, I mean, this is not a terrible card. This is not a bad card to play in limited. Removal, and you get a creature, and there's a lot of 2-color creatures in the set. So yeah, I don't think this will really see any play in standard, but I could see playing this in limited for sure. I mean, it's it's colorless, so it can fit into any deck. Yeah, pretty good for limited. Not good for standard, I don't think. All right, next we have Aerial Boost. 1 and a white, instant, Convoke. Your creatures can help cast this spell. Each creature you tap while casting the spell pays for 1 or for 1 mana of that creature's color. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains flying until end of turn. This is awesome for... It's a common as well. This is awesome for limited. This is probably the best combat trick in limited, because you could be fully tapped out because of Convoke. You can have all your lands tapped out, and you can play this just by tapping it. You can assign blockers and then tap your creatures to pay for this. Boost your creature and kill opponent's creature, or I mean, hey, 2 mana instant, 2 mana give +2/+2 and flying is just great for on the offense as well. Yeah, this is an awesome card. for draft or sealed. Alabaster Host Intercessor. 5 and a white. Phyrexian Samurai. That's cool. 3/4. When Alabaster Host Intercessor enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until Alabaster Host Intercessor leaves the battlefield. Okay. Plane Cycling 2, which means you pay 2, discard this card, and you search your library for a Plains card. Oh man, I wish it didn't cost 6. Like if it cost 5, I mean it's good. You definitely play this in limited. This is nothing for standard. It's a common as well. So you'll see a lot. You'll see a good chunk of these in draft, I think. Yeah, this is a good card. This is good for limited. 6 is steep. But yeah, it's nice. 3/4 is a good body. I like it. I don't know why this image doesn't load. Alabaster Host Sanctifier. 1 and a white. Phyrexian Cleric. 2/2 with lifelink. Okay. I got no problem playing this in draft. I mean, it's just, it's not the best card in the world, but a 2-mana 2/2 with lifelink is nothing to scoff at. Phyrexian, there's a whole Phyrexian theme. I think with black and white, with Orzhov colors, black, white. So you'll be more than happy to play that. Standard is nothing. You're not going to play that. Angelic Intervention, 1 and a white. Instant. Target creature or planeswalker you control gains protection from colorless or from the color of your choice until end of turn. If it's a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. I mean, I wouldn't want to play this in either format. It seems like a sideboard card for a more extended format, like sideboard card for Explorer, Pioneer, Modern kind of thing. Like if you're playing, and there's not really the enchantments. There's not really a Boggles deck in Standard. I know there's one in Pioneer. You can kind of have one in Explorer. So this is something for that. It's like a sideboard. Like a sideboard card, I think, maybe. I don't know. It is a combat trick for limited, but it's kind of like a meh. I mean, compared to, I'd rather play Aerial Boost, I guess. The protection is good against targeted removal. This is kind of a meh card, I think. Kind of meh. Archangel Elspeth, 2 white. Legendary Planeswalker Elspeth. Starts with 4 loyalty. +1 is create a 1/1 white soldier creature token with a lifelink. -2 is put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. It becomes an angel in addition to its other types and gains flying. -6, return all non-land permanents with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So I mean, in limited, you're gonna, if you have a planeswalker, you want to play a planeswalker. It's great in limited. 4 mana, make a 1/1, be on 5 loyalty. Is pretty good, and you're close to ulting it. I don't think this will see play in Standard at all. Not when you could play the Wandering Emperor for 4. I mean, the Wandering Emperor is just better. This is not going to replace that. Yeah. I think is there alternate art? We can't see it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. Yeah, it's not strong enough for constructed, I don't think. Good for limited. Attentive Sky Warden. 2 and a white. Phyrexian Core. 2/2 with flying. Whenever Attentive Sky Warden deals combat damage to a player or battle, transform up to 1 target incubator token you control. This seems cool. Incubators. So incubator tokens are... Do we have something close by that? No, we don't. Incubator tokens are like... a lot of cards will say like incubate incubate like 2, which means you create a artifact token with 2 +1/+1 counters on it, and then you can pay 2 mana to transform it into like a Phyrexian creature. I don't know the exact wording on the tokens. Create an incubator token with 3 +1/+1 counters and pay 2 to transform this artifact. It transforms into a 0/0 Phyrexian artifact. So it's an artifact creature. Phyrexian artifact creature. So instead of having to pay, you just deal damage with this to a player or battle, and you can transform up to 1 token. And the tokens, they can be anything. Like that one we just looked at was a 3, incubate 3, so it was a 3/3 essentially. A lot of them have like a X cost. Yeah, I like it. I think this is great for limited. I just won't see play in standard. I think the incubator mechanic is going to be pretty big in limited. So I like this. In order to flip your tokens. Seems good. Ebola Slinger. I thought this said Ebola Slinger for a second. I got excited. Ebola Slinger, 3 and a white cat soldier, 2/2. Backup 1. This is another mechanic for this set. When this creature enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. If that's another creature, it gains the following ability until end of turn. So it gains whatever comes underneath the backup keyword. Which in this case is whenever this creature attacks, tap target artifact or creature an opponent controls. Okay. So this can come down as a 3/3 on its own, or it can give +1/+1, and just for the 1 turn, whenever this creature attacks, tap target artifact or creature an opponent controls. Yeah, it seems all right. 4 mana 2/2 or a 4 mana 3/3 is kind of meh. But it's a nice way to lock down an opposing board if you're a more aggressive deck. Helps you get through on damage. Not bad. Boonbringer Valkyrie. 3, 2 white. Angel Warrior. Backup 1. Flying first strike lifelink. It's a 4/4. So it's a 5 mana 4/4 flyer first strike lifelink. On its own, that's great. I mean, unlimited. If it's just a 5 mana 4/4 with flying first strike, I mean, what's that? Baneslayer Angel? Except it doesn't have protection from dragons, and yeah, this is great. And then, but it can give flying first strike lifelink to another creature. So actually, if it comes down on its own, it's a 5/5 with flying first strike lifelink. If it comes down and you have another creature, yeah, this is a pack 1 pick 1 card for sure, man. This is a pack 2 pick 1 if you're not even in white. I would play this card every day in limited. I don't know about constructed. I think it's a little costly for constructed at 5. It's not doing too much to impact the board. It's a bomb in limited. It's a good card. Cut short. 2 and a white. Convoke. Instant convoke. Destroy target planeswalker that was activated this turn or tapped creature. Huh. I like this art. It's cool. So you're going to use it when an opponent attacks. You can assign blockers, tap your creatures, and destroy one of their creatures for like 2 or 1 mana or 0 mana. Actually, you could potentially cast this for free. Target planeswalker that was activated this turn. Okay. All right. I don't think this will see. I mean, this might see playing constructed in like I don't know. This might not see playing constructed. There might be like a night deck or a human deck in standard based on this, from what this set is giving us. it could be in such a deck. I don't know. I'm trying to think. What else there is for white removal that hits creatures and planeswalkers. The activated planeswalker thing is kind of weird, but you can use it against like Wandering Emperor that gets flashed in or something like that. Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. It's like a I mean, I wouldn't hate running this card, but it's kind of meh, I think, for removal in either format. All right, Dusk Legion Duelist. It's a 1 and a white. This is a rare. Vampire Soldier, 2/2 with Vigilance, and then whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on Dusk Legion Duelist, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Why is this a rare? Ugh. I feel like either, oh man, I feel like this should just have been an uncommon, or get rid of the line that this ability triggers only once each turn. So Soldier, I guess this could go into the Soldiers deck, the Azorius Soldiers. Yeah, I think they would probably like this card a lot. Vigilance as well. Yeah, this could see standard play. Yeah, they would like this. The Soldiers deck would like this card a lot, I think. I'm trying to think what else they play on too. They play Thalia mostly. But this isn't bad. This keeps that deck churning. And I mean, this works well with backup and limited. Yeah, it's a good card. I wish it wasn't a rare. Like if I pack one and I open this, I'd feel kind of meh. You know, compared to like a Boonbringer Valkyrie or Elish Norn. I would feel pretty bad opening this up in my draft packs, but it's a good card. It'll see play in standard and constructed, I think. I have standard and constructed, standard and limited. Yeah, I think so. All right, Elish Norn. 2 and 2 white. Phyrexian Praetor. She's a 3/5 here. She has Vigilance. Whenever a source an opponent controls deals damage to you or a permanent you control, that source's controller loses 2 life unless they pay 1. Okay. Whenever a source an opponent controls deals damage to you or a permanent you control, they lose 2 life unless they pay 1 each time. Okay. All right. Okay. So it's like a mirror. It's like a reverse, kind of like a reverse Shieldred, except they can pay, because it's white, they can pay the tax. And then also we can pay 2 and a white, sacrifice 3 other creatures, exile Elish Norn, then return to the battlefield transformed under its own control. So she turns into a saga. Step 1, the Argent Etching. Step 1, incubate 2 5 times. Then transform all incubator tokens you control. So you make 5 2/2s, essentially. At least. I like it. Step 2. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain double strike till end of turn. Okay. Alright. Step 3. Destroy all other permanents except for artifacts, lands, and Phyrexians. Exile the Argent Etchings, and then she turns back into Elish Norn. I like that. I like that. And then you can immediately transform her again. Ooh. Because you'll have I mean, ideally, you'll still have your 5 Phyrexian artifacts. You just wipe their opponent's board, essentially. And then you could just pay 3 and make 5 more. Oh, yeah. I mean, and at that point, you get to step 2 and you win the game. Yeah, I mean, you want to play this in limited for sure. This is huge. In standard, it's hard to say. At the 4 slot, I mean, you still have Wandering Emperor. Maybe mono white wants this. I don't think there's going to be a Phyrexian deck in Standard. I don't know. I don't think there is. But mono white could want this. It's cool. It's something that we'll definitely try and play around with and make work. Yeah, I mean, it's... There's a lot of decks that are trying to make Mondrak work. I mean, not that they do the same thing. But I feel like Mondrak, you need 3 other creatures first in order to flip this. It's kind of the thing. It's tough to say for Standard. And Limited, this is a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Great. In Standard, this is tough to say. We'll definitely try it. We'll definitely try and make something work here. Maybe there's some kind of tokens deck. Some white-based tokens deck that we can make work. That'll be interesting. All right. Elspeth Smite, 1 white instant, deals 3 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. All right. 1 mana, deal 3 to attacking or blocking creature. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Great and limited. I'd rather take that than what was the other one? Elspeth Smite or Cut Short? What do you think? Yeah, they both kind of do different things. I like it. I like it. Maybe for Standard, for like for some more like a creature base, there's gonna be, yeah, for like a creature, maybe in a soldier's deck. You swing with Thalia. Target Shieldred with this. First strike, kill Shieldred with Thalia. Kind of thing. I could see play. I could see play. I don't know. Over I think the only other premium white removal would be the Fateful Absence. That's like the primo one. I know there's Lay Down Arms, there's Ossification. But Lay Down, I think Fateful Absence is like the S+ version of all those currently. Yeah, so I don't know if this would get played over a Fateful Absence. The other two are kind of, this doesn't really compare to Lay Down Arms or Ossification. They're kind of different. I mean, it compares to Lay Down. Oh, I shouldn't say that. It does compare to Lay Down Arms, kind of. So maybe it doesn't see Standard play. Lay Down Arms would just be better. Yeah. Yeah. I would play this in Limited though, for sure. Enduring Bond Warden, 1 white. Creature, human scout. Backup 1. When this creature dies, put its counters on target creature you control. It's a 0/1. Oh, it's a lady. She's got this little squirrel. Oh, I will be with you always. Oh, that's a very it's a touching card. So at worst, it's a 1 mana 1/2. When it dies, you can move its counter. This is kind of meh. This is kind of a meh card. Meh. I don't know. Ideally you want to grow this more. This won't see play in Constructed and I don't know. It's kind of like a filler card for Limited. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. It's a 1-drop. We haven't seen any other 1-drops yet. But maybe you just don't play any 1-drops in this format. We'll see. Golden Scale Aeronaut, 4 and a white, Dwarf Pilot. Backup 1 and flying, 2/3. Johar had never heard of a pterodon. He just knew Sahili's new invention let him fly circles around the invading monsters. Okay. So 5 mana 2/3 flyer. At worst, it's a 5 mana 3/4 flyer. Yeah. I feel like these backup cards are kind of over. I feel like a lot of these cards are overcosted. This guy, I feel like it's just 1 mana too much. Ebola Slinger, maybe 1 too much. This, I mean, a 4 mana 4 mana 2/3 flyer. Like if this was 4 mana 2/3 flyer with the backup 1, yeah, maybe that would be overpowered for limited. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, jumps a creature for a turn, gives a +1/+1. Maybe if you made it back up 2. Yeah, if it's 5, yeah, maybe back up 2 would have been a little bit better. I don't know. It's kind of meh. It won't see any play in constructed. Guardian of Girapur. 2 and a white. Angel. 3/3. Okay, 3 mana 3/3. Flying. When Guardian of Girapur enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 other target creature or artifact you control. Return to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. All right, so here's your little Flicker Wisp. 3/3 flyer though. Okay, works great with the backups. In limited. Ooh, this would be nice with like. This would be nice with like Atraxa and stuff too, huh? And constructed. Okay. There's something here with this card for sure. There's something here with this card. Yeah, there's a lot of enter the battlefield effects in this format. Yeah, I like this card. I like this card a lot in limited. Why is it like it's like washed out in this? I'm trying to load it. All right, never mind. I could see it seeing playing construct. I mean, maybe there's an angel deck. Maybe there's an angel deck in constructed. There already is, kind of. I wouldn't say it's good. The current angel deck that's running around in the lower ranks on Arena, but maybe there's a better angel deck. Heliod. Let's open this up. Heliod, the Radiant Dawn. We have to flip this over. So it's a 2 and 2 white legendary enchantment creature god. 4/4. When Heliod, the Radiant Dawn, enters the battlefield, return target enchantment card that isn't a god from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. And then we can pay 3 and a blue or 2 life to transform Heliod. Activate only as a sorcery. Heliod, the Warped Eclipse. Here's a 4/6. You may cast spells as though they had flash. Any spells. Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each card your opponents have drawn this turn. Ooh. So he doesn't have indestructible or anything, right? But he's a creature immediately. I'm thinking back to the older gods that always had some kind of condition. What's the word I'm looking for? Devotion. You needed a certain number of colored pips in order to have them turn into a creature or something. And they almost all had indestructible. So 4 mana 4/4. I mean, this is, big bomb for limited. You don't even need to be playing blue in your deck in order to flip it. Any spell with as though it had flash is huge. Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each card your opponents have drawn. So on your opponent, I mean, all your spells have flash, and on your opponent's turn, they all cost at least 1 less. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is great and limited. I don't think this will see play in constructed. There is an enchantment deck running around. A few different versions of an enchantment deck. So actually, this could be seen. They're already they're green white for the most part, that enchantment deck. So this could see play in that deck. Yeah. I'm not too familiar with it. But yeah, it could be a top end card, and then they could flash in their enchantments and stuff on your turn. Yeah, okay. I could see this will see play in constructed and limited. Who knows how good that deck will be, but in standard, but it'll see play in standard. All right, infected Defector. 4 and a white Phyrexian Knight. When an infected defector dies, incubate 3. It's a 4/3. All right, 5 mana 4/3. It's kind of bad, but when it dies, it leaves behind a 3/3 token. You have to pay 2 to flip it. Okay. All right, and it's a knight, so there is a knight theme. There's a knight subtype. I think it's Azorius. Are the knights, in limited at least. I don't know if there's going to be a knight deck in constructed, but yeah, seems okay. In limited and constructed, probably not. Probably won't see play. Inspire Charge, 2 white, instant. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Okay, that's cool artwork. The rhinoceri in this, what, hippogriff thing or whatever. Let's show these soulless fiends what a real army looks like forward. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, great. If you're running a beat down deck in limited, yeah, I mean, you want this to win the game, right? +2/+1. You're swinging with like 4, 5, 6 creatures or something. Awesome. Our next battle, Invasion of Belanon. Look, we got a bunch of elephant and a rhinoceri. These guys look cool too. So it's 2 and a white, Battle Siege. When Invasion of Belanon enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 white and blue knight creature token with vigilance. Okay. 3 mana 2/2 with vigilance. And it's a knight, which will probably be important later on. It says 5 defense. And when you kill it, you get an enchantment. Creatures you control get +1/+1. All right. Probably won't see any play in standard, but I wouldn't be opposed to playing this in constructed. I mean, limited. Yeah. 3 mana 2/2 vigilance is kind of meh, but yeah, I would play this unlimited. If you're doing a Knights deck, that 2/2 is probably bigger or does like other things. We'll have to see. We'll have to look at the other Knight appropriate stuff. All right, we got a bunch of battles here. Invasion of Dominaria, another 2 and 1 white. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 4 life and draw a card. Okay. That's cool artwork too. 5 defense. When you flip it, you get Sarah Faithkeeper. It's a 4/4 with flying and vigilance. All right. Seems fine. Seems good to me too. I mean, ooh. I wonder if this would see play. People are playing Union of the Third Path, which is draw a card and then gain life equal to the number of cards in your hand. They're playing that in constructed now. So I wonder if this would be played in its place. It's essentially, I mean, it's essentially the same thing. You probably a little bit less life. You probably gain, by the time you're playing Union of the Third Path, well, I don't know. You're usually gaining, on average, about 4 life, and you draw 1 card. And this puts the thing on the board. I mean, and you're playing that card and this one versus like mono red, right? That's pretty much it. And they don't want to leave creatures back to block, so this leaves it open to you to try and defeat this and flip it and get a 4/4 flying vigilance creature. So yeah, seems good. I would play this in I have no qualms playing this in either format, I think. Invasion of Gobakhan. What the heck is Gobakhan? 1 and a white. For when Invasion of Gobakhan enters the battlefield, look at target opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card from it, or as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it. A spell cast this way costs 2 more to cast. Okay, so it's like Anointed Peacekeeper, except it costs 2 instead of 3. It only has 3 defense. Get an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature that attacked this turn. Sacrifice light shield array. Creatures you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Oh, I wonder if there's like makings of a prison deck. I'm thinking like this. Turn 2, Anointed Peacekeeper. Turn 3, Thalia. Yeah. The enchantment. This seems kind of meh. I would like to blink this. Can that angel blink? It has to be a creature, right? Or artifact. Okay. I wonder if there's a way you can blink these battles. This is interesting. For limited, I mean, just because it has only 3 defense, it seems good. Creatures you control gain hexproof and indestructible. Yeah, you have to sacrifice this. Yeah, I mean, I like this for both limited and constructed. I do. All right, let's look at the next one. Invasion of Theros. 2 and a white. When Invasion of Theros enters the battlefield, search your library for an aura, god, or demigod card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. It has 4 defense. That's not a Johnny, right? But he's working with a Johnny. All right, so when we defeat this, it flips over. Afara, ever sheltering. That's some cool artwork. What is happening here? She's getting like cut in half or something. Okay. Afara, ever sheltering, has lifelink and indestructible as long as you control at least 3 other enchantments. Okay, so all right. Whenever another enchantment enters battlefield under control, draw a card. She's a 4/4. All right. Well, this could go in that enchantment deck that I was talking about earlier. Yeah, I mean, maybe you have no problem playing this on 3 and playing what's his name on 4? Eliod. Okay. All right. I mean, good for, you know, it's really hard to judge these because you have to attack them and defeat them. Some cards you can like remove the counters or just like destroy a battle or something like that, or deal, you know, a certain amount of damage to a battle. But you can't just like cast something that's like destroy non-land permanent. That doesn't flip this. And she does have lifelink and indestructible as long as you have 3 or more enchantments. All right, more support for an enchantment deck for constructed. Seems interesting. Kithkin Billy Rider. It's a 2 and a white. Kithkin Knight. Double strike. 1/3. Okay. 3 mana 1/3 with double strike is, I mean, for limited, you'll want this for your backup deck. Yeah. You want this in a backup deck where you're putting a bunch of counters on it. It's gaining, you know, flying, life, like first strike, stuff like that. Maybe not the first strike, but you know what I mean. Yeah, good and limited. Especially we'll see about the night synergies later on, I think. Pretty sure there's some night synergies. In constructed, you don't want to play this on turn 3. You'd rather be playing like Wedding Announcement or something. So won't see constructed play. Knights of the New Coalition. Here's a 3 and a white human knight with vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 white and blue. Okay. All right. So 4 mana, 2/2. Has some cool artwork too. I feel like it's not finished though. I feel like it's a low resolution version. Yeah, I mean, in limited, this is great. You make 2/2s with vigilance for knights. Yeah, love it. I don't know, for constructed, I don't think you're gonna play it, but I don't think there's gonna be a knight deck that's good enough for constructed. Although, who knows? We got this Knight Errant of Eos. 4 and a white, but she has Convoke. Human Knight. When Knight Errant of Eos enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 creature cards with mana value X or less from among them, where X is the number of creatures that convoked. Knight Errant of Eos. Put the reveal cards into your hand and then shuffle. She doesn't even have vigilance. The 5 mana 4/4. I mean, you can use these two 2/2s that you just made. The good thing about these is you can attack with them, and then you can use them to convoke this and make it cheaper, and then you can find 2 2-mana creatures or more. You know, I'm just using this last card as an example, but you know, if you convoke with more. I don't think this will see play in Constructed. I think yeah, it's just a 4/4. It lets you dig, but you'd rather play like Recruitment. It's the 1 mana guy that you can pump mana into to look through in the soldiers deck. The Recruitment officer or advisor or whatever it's called. Yeah. But if you're playing Knights in Limited, yeah, I think you want this for sure. Put 2 cards into your hand. Yeah, I think so. Seems good for Limited. All right, Core Halberd, 1 white, artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, vigilance. Equip 1. Seems good. 1 mana equipment, +1/+1 vigilance for equip 1. Fantastic. I like it. Yeah. Good for Limited. Not for Constructed. Monastery Mentor, 2 and a white. Human Monk, 2/2 with Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white monk creature token with Prowess. Yeah, I mean, this is a reprint. This is a good card. Monastery Mentor. Although I don't think a lot of decks are playing it in the older formats. What is Oathbreaker? I don't even know what that is. Restricted in Vintage. Legal and everything else except for Standard until this set comes out. Yeah, I mean it's a bomb in actually this could see play in Constructed. There's already like an Izzet deck. I could see a Jeskai deck that plays Third Path Iconoclast. Play Third Path, you play Monastery Mentor, you start chaining off cantripping, you know, drawing cards, stuff like that, and just making a bunch of creature tokens. And these ones grow. And you can play Jaya. Jaya makes those Ballard, what's the one that makes the tokens that have prowess as well. So it's probably a Jeskai tokens deck. Yeah, people try to make this work in Standard. 3 mana. I mean, I don't know. Again, like you might want to play like Wedding Announcement for 3, or I mean, in a Jeskai deck, you'd rather play Fable. Maybe Fable of the Mirror Breaker for 3. Maybe there's just no room for it. I don't know. It's a good card, though. You take this in Limited for sure. For sure. All right, Norn's Inquisitor, 1 and a white. Phyrexian Knight. I love this artwork. It's a 1/1. When Norn's Inquisitor enters the battlefield, incubate 2. So it's a 1/1 that makes a 2/2, essentially. Alongside it, whenever a permanent you control transforms into a Phyrexian, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Oh my god, I love this card. This is a signpost card for Limited. Yeah. If you're trying to do the Phyrexian thing, the incubator thing, you want like 2 of these in your deck in draft for sure. That is some cool artwork too. Awesome. Yeah, again, I don't think there's going to be a Constructed deck that works around Phyrexians or Incubate, but for Limited, yeah, this is a big I wouldn't say it's like a uncommon bomb, but it's the big card that you want for Limited. Phyrexian Awakening, 2 and a white enchantment. When Phyrexian Awakening enters the battlefield, incubate 4. So you create 1 token with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. Phyrexians you control have vigilance. Okay. All right. I think this is a set. Each color has like an enchantment like this. Each color has something, has like a signpost enchantment. This seems okay though for 3 in limited. 3 mana, make a 4/4, and Phyrexians have vigilance. Seems good. Yeah, seems good. I'd play this at uncommon too. It's fine with that. Yeah. Won't see playing constructed. Phyrexian Censor, 2 and a white. Phyrexian Wizard. Look at this guy. Hold on. That's so cool. Phyrexian Wizard. He's a 3/3. Each player cannot cast more than 1 non-Phyrexian spell each turn. Non-Phyrexian creatures enter the battlefield tapped. Yeah, you want this guy. Holy cow. Holy cow, yeah. Can't cast more than 1 non... Oh, man. Ooh. I'm just thinking in limited. Okay. Turn 2, Invasion of Gobakon. Take a peek at their hands, increase the cost of one of the cards. Turn 3, Phyrexian Censor. In limited, you just start locking the opponent down. Love it. I love this. Yeah, great. Again, and I mean, I might be wrong, but I don't think this Phyrexian. I don't think there's a Phyrexian deck for. Although Wizard is interesting for, like, I don't know, maybe Explorer, Pioneer, or a larger, older formats. Wizard might be an interesting tribal thing, but I don't think in standard. I don't know. Progenitor Exarch, XX white, Phyrexian Cat Cleric. When Progenitor Exarch enters the battlefield, incubate 3 X times. Tap it, transform target incubator token you control. It's a 1/2. I mean, yeah, you want this. Oh yeah. If you're trying, oh yeah. If you're doing pack 1, pick 1. You take this, and you're on the Phyrexian incubator plan, man. That's great. Tap it to transform a token anytime. Like, you can do it on the opponent's turn, pre-combat, or before blockers are assigned or something. I love it. Okay, and then incubate 3 X times. Love it. At worst, it's a 1 mana 1/2 with the tap to transform the token. Yeah. Awesome. Again, constructed, I don't think it's gonna see any play. All right, Realmbreaker's Grasp. 1 and a white, enchantment aura, enchant artifact or creature. Enchanted permanent can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. All right, so it's a pacifism. Yep. Essentially. Good for limited. That's about it. Scroll Shift. 2 and a white. Exile up to 1 target artifact, creature, or enchantment you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Draw a card. All right, here's a blink effect. What was I asking about blinking before? Well, gee, you can blink this guy. That's a good blink target. You could blink this guy. Seems like a good blink target. What else? What was the other one? What was the other one? I mean, the backup stuff. There's a lot of good things to blink, and you draw a card. This is good for limited. For constructed, I don't think so. Not for 3. Seal from Existence. 1 and 2 white. Enchantment. Enchantment with Ward 3. When Seal from Existence enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until... Oh, I love it. It's an O-ring with Ward 3. Love it. Great. Yep. This is fantastic. The enchantment deck in standard wants this instead of Borrow Time or whatever it's called, the 3 mana one that already Exiles non-land permanent. The Ward 3 is great. I mean, yeah. Because people just can't channel Boseiju and kill this, kill this anymore. They need to pay, what, 5 or 4 in order to kill your enchantment? Yeah, this is great. I think this will see play in both formats. The 2 white is a little tough, maybe for limited, depending on your deck, but yeah, this will see play in constructed. Seraph of New Capenna, 2 and a white. This is a transform. 2 and a white, creature, angel, soldier. So it's a 3 mana, 2/2 with flying. And you can pay 4 and a black or 2 life and transform her into the Seraph of New Phyrexia, which is a 3/3 flyer. Whenever Seraph of New Phyrexia attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, she gets +2/+1. She turns into a 5/4. Okay. All right. I don't know if you've... Yeah, I mean, you'll want to play this in limited. This is a great card. 3 mana, 2/2 flyer. And you can transform it without even having black in your deck. And it turns into a 3/3 flyer. Yeah, seems great. I wish it had lifelink or something when you transformed it. Yeah, I don't know about this. You can do it more than once per turn. So if you have a bunch of incubator tokens, you can just sack them and just like Alpha Strike. Yeah, good for limited. Yeah. I don't know about standard. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe there's an angel deck. Sigiled Sentinel. It's a 2 and a white. Human Knight. Backup 1 with Vigilance. 2/2. Gives Vigilance. Okay, so at worst it's a 3 mana, 3/3 with Vigilance. It's okay. All right. Can be blinked in the Knight deck. I like it. I don't think it'll see any play in standard though. This transforms. Sunblessed Guardian, 1 and a white, human cleric. It's a 2/2. And you can pay 5 in a red or 2 life and turn it to Furnace Blessed Conqueror. What happened to your eye? What happened to your eye? Whenever Furnace Blessed Conqueror attacks, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of it. Put a +1/+1 counter on that token for each +1/+1 counter on Furnace Blessed Conqueror. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of the next end step, but even the Unbreakable can be restricted. It's a 3/3. So it flips from a 2/2 to a 3/3, paying 5. But it's essentially a 3/3 and a 4/4 when it attacks, right? You create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of this. So at worst, you have 2 3/3s, and then you put a +1/+1 counter. Oh no, you don't. Unless you have one on here already. So this wants to be in a backup deck. Yeah. And you only want to back it up after you flip it? Do +1/+1 counters stay? Like if you put a +1/+1 on him when he's a 2/2, and then you flip it, does it still have the counter? I don't know. I don't like it. This is way too much, I think, to flip it for 3/3. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's a Boros deck, I guess. Boros backup. You just want to win real quick, but still, I don't know. Sunder the Gateway. It's a 1 and a white sorcery. Choose one. Destroy target non-token artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. Incubate 2. Or incubate 2, then transform an incubator token you control. I wish it would transform all incubator tokens you control. Okay. All right. This is like maybe a cyborg card. I don't know. Yeah. Sunfall, 3 and 2 white sorcery. Exile all creatures. Incubate X, where X is the number of creatures exiled this way. I love it. That's some cool artwork too. That's the Heliod. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. It's a what was the one that came out last set? White Sun's Twilight. 5-mana version of that. Except instead of a bunch of 1/1 mites, you get a bunch of oh no, you get only one. Oh, you get one token. I got confused. You get one token that has X. So if you cleared 3 of their creatures, you get one incubator token with 3+1/+1 counters on it. All right. I thought it's the number of time. I thought it was the number of time. I thought you got like multiple tokens. I mean, I still like it. I still like it. Board wipe that leaves you a creature. Fine with me. Probably see some constructed play. Yeah, I mean, Depopulate's still around, but yeah, I mean, I guess exile all creatures is pretty big though too. Instead of just destroy all creatures, it'll see some constructed play for sure. Surge of Salvation, a 1 white instant. You and permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Prevent all damage that black and or red sources would deal to creatures you control this turn. Oh, this is some cool artwork too. I love this. I love this artwork. I mean, this is a sideboard card. You're not main decking this card in any format. This is some really cool artwork though. Sword Cavalier, 1 and a white. Human Knight. Swordsworn Cavalier has first strike as long as another knight entered the battlefield under your control this turn. Meh. Yeah, I guess, I mean, if you're playing the knight deck, 2 mana, 3/1, knight is okay. And you want to play it, you want to be playing at knight each turn anyway. It's kind of meh. Harkier Dune Shaper. It's a 1 white dog warrior. The 1/2. This transforms. So 1 mana, 1/2. That you can pay 4 to transform into the Burnished Dune Stopper. 4/3. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Are you kidding me? This is the 1-drop that you want. Oh yeah. 4/3 with trample. Heck yeah. Give this to me all day. Phyrexian Dog Warrior. Love it. Love it. Probably won't see constructed play. Love it in limited. Tiller of Flesh. 3 and a white. Phyrexian Knight. This is creepy looking. Oh my god. I didn't even notice. It's like a big oh, look, it's a saw. Oh, I love it. All right, 3 and a white. Phyrexian Knight. It's a 2/4 creature. Whenever you cast a spell that targets 1 or more permanents, incubate 2. Ooh. Okay. All right. Played in limited, not in constructed. Last of the white cards. Zalfarin Lancer. 2 and a white. Human Knight. Whenever another knight enters the battlefield under your control, Zalfarin Lancer get +1/+1 and gains vigilance until end of turn. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather play this than a Swordsworn Cavalier. Although, you play this, then you play this, and then you start playing your bigger knights. So, this is great. If you're playing knights in limited, you want this for sure. For sure. He's riding a rhinoceros as well. That's awesome. Yeah, I love the knights riding the rhinos. That's great. All right, let's look at the blue now. What time are we at? Oh my god, it took me an hour. All right, these 2 videos are going to be long. We're going to do white and blue. And then we'll do black, red, green. Actually, we'll do white, blue, black. And do red, green, and the rest will be the next video. Artistic Refusal. 4, 2 blue, instant. You can convoke it. Choose one or both. Counter target spell. Draw 2 cards and discard a card. This seems awful. Seems bad. You need 4 creatures to make it or at least 3 creatures to make it a decent counter spell. This seems bad. Yeah. Seems like a bad card. Assimilate Essence, 1 and a blue. Counter target creature or battle spell unless its controller pays 4. If they do, you incubate 2. Oh, if they do, you incubate 2. Yes. Okay, so I see the support for constructed. I see the support and standard for the incubate. I like it. I like it. Creature or battle spell. Okay. Look at this boy here. Astral Wingspan, 4 and a blue. Oh, I thought it's an enchantment aura. I was hoping it was a flying rhino creature. So you can convoke this enchant creature when it enters the battlefield. Draw a card, and enchanted creature has +2/+2 on flying. All right. Maybe if it had flash. I'm not a fan of this either. Should have made it 4 total CMC instead of 5, maybe. Yeah, love this rhino with wings though. I don't think this is very good. Captive Weird. This transforms. Captive Weird, a 1 blue with Defender, 1/3. You can pay 3. Completed Conjurer, Phyrexian Weird. When this creature transforms into Completed Conjurer, exile the top card of your library. Till the end of your next turn, you might play that card. I love this. Great. You get a 3/3. Awesome. Yep. Awesome. I like it. Not in constructed, but in limited. Like it. Change the equation. 1 and a blue. Instant. Choose 1. Counter target spell with mana value 2 or less. Counter target red or green spell with mana value 6 or less. That's some cool artwork. I mean, it's a sideboard card, right? And you're choosing this option. You're using against a red or green deck. Really a mono red deck. It's a good sideboard card against red or green decks. That's about it. Chrome Host Seed Shark. Oh my god, this poor shark. 2 and a blue. Phyrexian Shark. Look at that. He's got these little things latched on or something. Oh, the shark. So it's a Phyrexian Shark with flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, incubate X, where X is that spell. Oh, so it's Shark Typhoon. It's a Phyrexian Shark Typhoon. 2/4. 3 mana, 2/4, a flyer. And then when you cast a non-creature spell, you make a bunch of tokens. I like it. I like it in both formats. I like it because it's a Phyrexian Shark. It's a flying shark. Yeah, maybe mono blue tempo. No, they don't want this. Yeah, this probably doesn't see play in constructed. The only reason Shark Typhoon saw so much play is because you could cycle it and make the token. I don't think this sees any play in constructed, but it's great and limited. Cool and limited. All right, complete the circuit. 5 and a blue. Instant convoke. You may cast sorcery spells this turn as though they had flash. When you next cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell twice. You may choose new targets for the copy. I don't like. I mean, I don't like this. 6 mana to copy a spell. And sorcery spells have flash. I'm sure Ali Eldrazi will figure out a way to make this break something, but this is bad. If I open this card in a draft, I'm gonna be so disappointed. You're not playing this in draft. Yeah, I don't know. Corruption of Tawashi. 4 and a blue. Enchantment. When Corruption of Tawashi enters the battlefield, incubate 4. Create an incubator token with 4+1/+1 counters on it. Okay. Whenever a permanent you control transforms. Okay, so this is the white. This is the enchantment cycle. The white one was the 3. this Phyrexian Awakening, right? This is the blue version. So you create the 4/4 token, and then whenever a permanent you control transforms or a permanent enters the battlefield under your control transformed, you may draw a card. Do this only one. This is great. Yeah. This is awesome. This is better than the white one, right? Incubate 4. I wonder if they all incubate 4. We'll see. Right. Yeah, I mean the draw is better than giving Phyrexian Vigilance. This is much better than the white one. This is good. This is real good. And limited. Disturbing Conversion. 1 in a blue. Enchantment aura with flash. Like it. Enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, each player mills 2 cards. Okay. This is some cool artwork too. Look at this. Enchanted creature gets -X/-0, where X is the number of cards in its controller's graveyard. Oh, okay. This is, there was, let's see, one from Shadows of the Innistrad that we just got. I don't think it had flash though. This is awesome. This is great. It's great for limited. Yep. Top tier removal. Kind of. For blue, yeah, I think. Afara's Dispersal, 2 in a blue. Instant. The spell costs 2 less to cast. If it targets an attacking creature, return target creature to its owner hand, Surveil 2. So 1 mana, bounce, Surveil 2. Like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. In limited. Expedition Lookout, 1 in a blue. Merfolk Rogue with 2/3 with Defender. As long as the opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. Okay, so there's like a Delirium Mill thing going on here for blue. As long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, Expedition Lookout can attack as though it didn't have Defender, and it can't be blocked. All right, I mean a 2 mana 2/3 with Defender is perfectly good for limited. I don't know. We have to see if there's some more melee kind of stuff. Yeah. I mean, I'd have no qualms playing a 2 mana 2/3 with Defender that eventually, ideally, you can attack with and can't be blocked. Seems good. Eyes of Gitaxias, 2 in a blue. Incubate 3. It's a sorcery. Incubate 3. Draw a card. Should be instant. Yeah. Should have been instant. Fairy Mastermind, 1 in a blue. This is Yuta Takahashi's World Championship card. It's a Fairy Rogue, 2/1, flash flying. Whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you draw a card. You can pay 3 in a blue. Each player draws a card. Love it. It's a great card. It's a good card. Yeah. It's a good card. It's probably in both formats. In constructed and limited. Yeah. Furtive Analyst, 2 in a blue. Human Wizard, 1/4. Vigilance. Pay 2, tap it, draw a card, then discard a card. Okay. Alright. So limited. You know. Meh. It's a card. You don't want to pay it. You don't want to play it. Yeah. Yeah. Halo Charge Scob, 4 in a blue, 4/4. Zombie. Love the artwork. Reminds me of what's his name from Naxxramas in World of Warcraft. When Halo Charge Scob enters the battlefield, each player mills 2 cards. Okay. Then you may put an instant or sorcery. You may put an instant, sorcery, or battle card from your graveyard on top of your library. All right, I like it. Yep. There's a whole mill thing going on here. Okay. 5 mana 4/4. It's okay. I like the artwork. Yeah, Thaddeus from Naxxramas in World of Warcraft, I think. Oh, he doesn't even have a hand over here. It's like a steel ball. Very cool. All right, Evasion of Arcavios, 3 and 2 blue. Ooh, I don't know about this. When Invasion of Arcadios enters the battlefield, search your library, graveyard, and or outside the game for an instant or sorcery card you own, reveal it, and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle. Has 7 defense. There's some cool artwork. Look, they're all hiding from the Phyrexians coming through the place, whatever the place is. Invocation of the Founders enchantment. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, you may copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Yeah, I don't know, man. 7 is a lot in order to flip this. It's powerful. I get it. And it's what, Mastermind? What's the black one? Mastermind's acquisition or something? You could just search anywhere for the specific card that you want and put it into your hand. 7's a lot. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that'll see play. Invasion of Kamigawa. 3 and a blue. When Invasion of Kamigawa enters the battlefield, tap target artifact or creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. Okay. Just 1 creature? Alright. Has 4 defense, and it flips into Rooftop Saboteurs, Moonfolk Ninja. They have flying. Whenever Rooftop Saboteurs deals combat damage to a player or battle, draw a card. Alright, 2/3. 2/3 ninja with flying, and you draw a card. Seems okay. Clears the way for it to be defeated. Okay. For limited. Probably not for standard. This one, again, I wouldn't play this in either format. I'm sure there's a way to break it in standard. And again, in like Pioneer or Explorer or Modern or something maybe, but I don't know. Invasion of Segovia. 2 and a blue. When Invasion of Segovia... Oh, this is like all messed up. When Invasion of Segovia enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 blue Kraken creature tokens with trample. Okay. 1/1s with trample. All right. It has 4 defense, and it flips into Catus, Sea Tyrant of Segovia. The Sea Tyrant is a 3/3. Does that make sense? The Sea Tyrant of Segovia is only a 3/3. Non-creature spells you cast have Convoke. Okay. At the beginning of your end step, untap up to 4 target creatures. Oh, I like this. The 2 1/1 blue Kraken creature tokens with trample is kind of silly. But okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just like you pay 3 mana to do nothing. I mean, not necessarily nothing, but I don't know. I'll try and play this in limited. Probably not constructed, though. Invasion of Rin. 3 and a blue. That's some cool art. When Invasion of Rin enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, then discard a card. Okay. All right. All right. There's something. Overloaded Mage Ring. Artifact. Pay 1. Tap. Sack it. Copy target spell you control. Okay. So I can see this in like an Explorer Pioneer deck that's trying to play like Cruel Ultimatum or something. Yeah. Ooh, I could see this in a Reanimator deck, right? You can just copy your reanimation spell. This is interesting. This is interesting. I like it for limited, just for its front. I mean, just for draw 3 cards, discard a card. And then, yeah, this is an interesting card. I'm going to keep an eye on that card. Jin Gataxius, 3 and 2 blue, Phyrexian Praetor. He's got Ward 2. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, draw a card. All right. 5/5. You may pay 3 and a blue to exile him, then return it transformed on the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery and only if you have 7 or more cards in your hand. Oh. That's gonna be a big no from me. That's gonna be a big old no. Why? Why? That's too much. Step 1, the great synthesis. Step 1, draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. You have no maximum hand size for as long as you control the great synthesis. Okay. Return all non-Phyrexian creatures to their owner's hands. All right. You may cast any number of spells from your hand without paying their mana cost. Okay. All right. Exile the great synthesis and return it to... Okay. So you're playing Jin Cataxius, you're playing a bunch of counter magic, and you're playing a bunch of draw spells. Right? The War 2 sucks, man. It used to be he counters the first spell like an opponent plays each turn. Yeah, it should have been like, I don't know, Ward 4. Give him a little something better than that. Or Jin Cataxius. They nerfed him. All right. This seems good. The saga seems pretty good. Okay. All right. I mean, you're never gonna, in limited, you're probably never gonna flip them. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Meaning of the Minds. 3 and a blue. Instant. Convoke. Draw 2 cards. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Never mind. I like this. 4 mana. Draw 2. What is divination? But you can convoke it. I like it. I like it in both. In all formats. Moment of Truth. 1 and a blue. Instant. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 of those into your hand, 1 into your graveyard, and 1 on the bottom of your library. Okay. So it's the 2 mana. It's like Impulse, except 1 goes into the graveyard. Okay. Oh, it's Elspeth choosing to come back and fight. It's cool. I like the artwork. Negate, of course. 1 and a blue. Counter target non-creature spell. Yep. The Johnny returning to normal. Okay. Yep. Negate's negate. We all know negate, right? Negate's a card that is played and constructed. Probably not limited. Oculus Whelp. 3 and a blue. Phyrexian Dragon. This is cool. 3/2 with flying. As long as you control a transformed permanent, Oculus Whelp has when Oculus Whelp dies, draw a card. All right, that's a little weird, but okay. All right, 4 mana, 3/2 flyer. Okay. Limited. Omen Hawker. 1 blue, 1/1. Cephalid Advisor. Add a color. Tap to add a colors and a blue. Spend this mana only to activate abilities. So, like, transform. You tap him and he transforms a token or something. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this guy. Should have made him like a 1/2 at least or something. Oracle of Tragedy. 1 and a blue. Human Wizard. 1/3. When Oracle of Tragedy enters the battlefield or dies, choose 1. Draw a card. Discard a card. Shuffle up to 4 target cards with mana value 3 or greater from your graveyard into your library. So Oracle of Tragedy wants to be with Jin Cataxius, huh? The wizard subtext is maybe has a purpose for constructed for like Pioneer or Modern or something. Yeah, I like this one better than this. Than Furtive Annulist for limited. It triggers twice. I mean, this one you can do. You can do it. Yeah, I like Oracle better. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. Order of the Mirror. 1 and a blue. Human Knight. This transforms. 1 and a blue. 2/1. 2 mana. 2/1. Pay 3 to transform it into the Order of the Alabaster Host. Oh my god, look at her face. It's a 3/3 Phyrexian Knight. Whenever Order of the Alabaster Host becomes blocked by a creature, that creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Awesome. Yep. Yeah, you definitely want this if you're playing Knights Unlimited. Definitely want that one. That's awesome. Preening Champion. 2 and a blue, Bird Knight. It's a peacock knight. The 2/2 flying. Peacocks can't fly. 2/2 flying Bird Knight. When Premium Champion enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 blue and red elemental creature token. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, you want this if you're playing knights too. Holy cow. Peacocks can't fly, man. Come on, Wizards. Protocol Knight. 3 and a blue. Human Knight. 3/4. A 4-mana 3/4. When Protocol Knight enters battlefield, tap target creature and opponent controls. Put a stun counter on that creature if you control another knight. Yes. The knights. The knights. The blue knights, I feel like, are better than the white knights. Like it. Like it for the knight deck. Rona, Herald of Invasion. So 1 and a blue. 1/3. Human Wizard. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, untap Rona, Herald of Invasion. Tap her, draw a card, then discard a card. You can pay 5 to transform. Only as a sorcery. Rona, Tolarian Obliterator. This is cool. 5/5 with trample. Whenever a source deals damage to Rona, Tolarian Obliterator, that source's controller exiles a card from their hand at random. If it's a land card, you put it onto the battlefield under your control. Otherwise, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Yeah. Legends, Esper Legends, maybe? Definitely. I think you want to play that in Esper Legends. I don't know. It'll be tough to, because what are they playing at too? They're playing Thalia and they're playing Denic. And what else are they playing? They're playing something else at the 2-drop slot. I don't know. I would definitely try that out in Esper Legends. Good for limited too. Yeah, it's a good card. Saiba Cryptomancer, 1 and a blue, a 0/1 Moonfolk Ninja. Is flash, has backup 1 and a hexproof, so it only gives the hexproof. So at worst, it's a 2-mana 1/2 with hexproof with flash. This is kind of meh. Give it a better stat line than 0/1. I know that they gave it because they're keeping in mind the backup because of the stats here, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to play this at all in anything. I don't know. It's a nice little trick, but the bodies, and then what? You have a 0/1 on the battlefield with hexproof. It's not doing anything. Oh yeah. I don't know. C double, 2 and 2 blue. Instant. This spell can't be copied. Okay. Choose one. And if an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, you may choose both. Copy target spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Okay. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. Interesting. Interesting. This is interesting. I know I've said that 3 times already. So 4 mana, create a token that's a copy of target creature. It's something. That's something. I mean, like Agent of Treachery was a 4 mana, steal a creature, right? You had a body, you had another body, so you wound up with 2 creatures, but Blue Sun's Twilight is what, 7? Well, it depends on the mana cost, right, of the creature that you're targeting. But 7 steals their creature. Like X equals 5. It steals their creature and creates a copy for you. This is weird. Copy target. Like if this was counter target spell or create a token that's a copy of target creature, this would be good. This would be really good. I don't know. This is a tricky one. 8 or more cards in their graveyard is something. Although, I mean, that's not hard, especially that's not hard to do in constructed, like with the new Jace and some other stuff. all the removal that's flying around. I don't even know if you would play this main deck, though, in a constructed deck. Probably not. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I would feel kind of, if I open this rare in a draft pack, I would feel like, nah, I think. All right. Skyclave Aerialist, 1 in a blue. Merfolk Scout with flying, 2/1. You can pay 4 to transform it into Skyclave Invader. It's a 2/4 Phyrexian Merfolk Scout with flying. When this creature transforms into Skyclave Invader, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it on the battlefield. If you don't put that card on the battlefield, put it into your hand. Okay. It's just like a filler card. Kind of. I mean, there were some things that like care about transforming, right? Like the whelp. There's some other stuff. I don't know. I'm not blown away by this. It's something. Stasis Field, 1 in a blue enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchant creature has base power and toughness 0/2, has defender and loses all our abilities. Love it. This is the best blue removal spell you got in limited. This is what you want, right? Love it. 2 mana. I love it. Temporal Cleansing, 3 in a blue. Convoke sorcery. The owner of target non-land permanent puts it into their library, second from the top or on the bottom. Nah. 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 Thunderhead Squadron, 5 in a blue. Human Knight, Convoke, flying, 3/4. 6 mana, 3/4 with flying. I know it has Convoke, but this is kind of meh. Make it a 4/5 flyer. Meh. I mean, I get a lot of the knights have vigilance, so you can attack and then tap them and play this, but meh. Tidal Terror, 4, 2 blue, Octopus. Whenever Tidal Terror attacks, you may tap 2 other untapped creatures you control. If you do, Tidal Terror can't be blocked this turn. Island Cycling 2 is a 5/6 Octopus. I love the Octopus. Whenever it attacks, you may tap 2 other untapped creatures you control. It cannot be blocked this turn. 6 mana, 5/6. Island Cycling. I mean, this is like a meh. This is like if you need a bomb card in your draft deck, you pick this up towards the end of pack 3 or something. The Island Cycling's good. But this card's like a meh. It has no evasion. You need 2 other creatures on the board to make it unblockable. Yeah. This is like meh. Transcendent Message X, 4 blue. Instant, Convoke, draw X cards. Nah. It's too much. It costs too much. I don't care if it has Convoke. This costs way too much. 4 blue? I mean, I know your creatures can pay for it. It's nah. It's too much. It costs too much. Wicked Slumber, 3 in a blue. Instant, Convoke. Tap up to 2 target creatures. Put a stun counter on either of them. Then put a stun counter on... Wait, what? Put a stun counter on either of them. Then put a stun counter on either of them. Wait, what? Does this have some, like... can somebody parse this a little bit better than I can? Why is it worded like this? Tap up to 2 target creatures. Okay. Put a stun counter on either of them. So it's saying put a stun counter on one of them, then put a stun counter on one of them. Right? I'm confused. The wording on this is so weird. Maybe I'm just dumb. I mean, I like the idea. I know people were trying to make like a stun counter deck that you could proliferate. I'm sure it's not anything great, but there's something there to the stun counter. So yeah, I wonder if there's like a blue black and constructed, a blue black like poison stun counter proliferation kind of deck. I wonder if there's anything there for that. That'd be kind of funny. For limited, yeah. I mean, pay 4, tap 2 creatures, put stun counter on them. Sure, wasn't that a card a couple sets ago in Brothers War or whatever? Maybe it was 3 mana. The one I'm thinking of, I don't remember. Zarek Strobe Knight, 2 and a blue, human knight, flying 2 mana, 2/2, 3 mana, 2/2, flying vigilance. Tap, create a 2/2 white and blue knight creature token with vigilance. Activate only if you cast 2 or more spells this turn. Oh my god, you almost got me, man. You almost got me. I mean, listen, 3 mana, 2/2 flying vigilance. Fantastic. Almost got me. Why did you have to put this here? Get rid of this and make it a rare. Seriously. Awesome. Great card for limited. Zephyr Singer, 2/2 blue, Siren Pirate. Convoke. Flying Vigilance. When Zephyr Singer enters the battlefield, put a flying counter on each creature that convoked it. 3/4. Okay. Now that's a convoke card right there. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So there might be like a Azorius Flyers deck in standard too. And this you want this for that. Love it. Awesome. Great card. In limited for sure. If Azorius Flyers is a thing in standard, it'll probably have this card. Yeah. Zalfarin Shapecraft, 1 and a blue, instant. Target creature has base power and toughness 4/3 until end of turn. Draw a card. Okay. Little blue combat trick. Okay. And you draw a card for 2? 2 mana? I like that. That's the blue combat trick I like. Okay. I like it. I like it. In limited. All right, let's do the black real quick. Yeah. This is going to be like a 2-hour long video. All right, we're going to do the black. And then next episode, which will be out in a couple hours, will be red, green, multicolored, artifacts, stuff like that. The lands, I don't think there's anything to talk about the lands. But all right, let's go through black here. Real quick. I got to go to the bathroom too. Aetherblade Agent, 1 and a black, human rogue. This transforms. Let's make it big. It's a 2 mana, 1/1, Death Touch, human rogue. Flip it for 4. Gataxian Mind Stinger. This guy looks cool. He's a 3/3 with Death Touch. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player or battle, draw a card. This is awesome in limited. Awesome. There might be, like I said, there might be a humans deck in constructed. I don't see why you wouldn't want him. 2 mana, 1/1 with Death Touch, sure, and you can transform him later on in the game. He's not a human anymore, though. He's Phyrexian. Interesting. Yeah, I like this a lot in limited. He's a common too. Wow. I don't know. We'll see. If there's a humans deck in constructed, I could see it working, but maybe there's too many good humans. Like maybe this one. Archpriest of Shadows. 3 and 2 black. Human Warlock. Backup 1. Which means everything under this, the other creature gets. So the other creature gets Death Touch. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or battle, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. 4/4. This is something. This is something. Deals combat damage to a player or battle. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, so you just need like an unblockable creature. This probably won't see any play in constructed unless there's a humans deck. Like 5 mana. You could be playing much better things for 5. Yeah, I think. I mean, you could be playing Invoke Despair, right? So I don't know. Unless there's a humans deck, I don't know if this will see play. But for limited, this is something else. This is something else for limited. This is a good card. All right. Ayara, Widow of the Realm, 1 and 2 black, Elf Noble. She's a 3/3. Tap, sacrifice another creature or artifact. Ayara, Widow of the Realm, deals X damage to target opponent or battle, and you gain X life, where X is the sacrifice permanent's mana value. I like that. I like that. You can pay 5 to transform her into the Furnace Queen. Artwork is very cool. She's a 4/4. At the beginning of combat on your turn, return up to 1 target artifact or creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. Okay. I almost don't even want to flip her, I think. I like it. I like this a lot. I like this for limited. If you load up on battles, especially. I mean, it's reach. Target an opponent or battle. Yeah, it's big reach for limited. That's some big reach. Yeah. I like this card a lot. Probably not in constructed though. Not at 3. There's too much other stuff you want to play at 3. There's Flesh Gorger, there's Graveyard Trespasser, there's Liliana. I mean, maybe this replaces Liliana. Doubt it though. I doubt it. All right. What's next? Bladed Battle Fan. 1 and a black equipment with flash. When Bladed Battle Fan enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. That creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Equipped creature gets +1/+0. Okay. All right. Combat trick. I like they're trying to make equipment better. I was never a big fan of equipment so much, unless it was like bomby equipment, obviously, like Embercleave or Shadow Spear or the hammer, whatever the colossal hammer thing is or whatever. Yeah, or there was a way to cheat it, so I like it. And the creature gets +1/+0. Okay, it's something. It's a little combat trick, pretty much, that leaves an equipment behind. Blight Reaper Solid. Look at this artwork. 2 mana, 2/2. Fungus. Awesome. And then you pay 3 to get the Blight Sower Solid, which is a 3/3. So it goes from 2/2 to 3/3. When this creature transforms or dies, create a 1/1 green Phyrexian Saproling creature token. Okay. I like it. I like it. If you're playing a Transformation Matters deck, I love the artwork. I like this. I like this little fun guy. See. All right. Bloated Processor. 2 and a black. Phyrexian. He's just a Phyrexian. Okay. 3/2. Sacrifice another Phyrexian. Put a +1/+1 counter on Bloated Processor. When it dies, incubate X, where X is its power. I like this. Oh, this is a rare though. Ugh. I hate this as a rare. I hate it as a rare. Oh man. It's a limited card. I mean, it's not even like a bomb. So at worst, I mean, at worst is a 3 mana, 3/2 that leaves behind a 3/3. At best, I don't know, you grow it. I feel like the whole Phyrexian thing is you want to go wide. I mean, I don't know. There's a way that you can go wide and go tall with like the incubator stuff. So maybe if you have a small incubator token, you sack it. And oh, but it has to be Phyrexian, so you have to have the token flip. It can't be an incubator. It has to be the creature part. I think the incubator token is not Phyrexian. Yeah. Ugh. I hate that it's a rare. Yeah. All right, Breach the Multiverse. 5 and 2 black. Sorcery. Each player mills 10 cards. For each player, choose a creature or planeswalker card in that player's graveyard. Put those cards onto the battlefield under your control. Then each creature you control becomes a Phyrexian in addition to its other types. Awesome. 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 Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. There's a blue-black mill deck. There's a blue-black mill deck in constructed somewhere. I see it. 7 is a lot. That's true. 7 is a lot. It can be done. It can be done. I like it. Collective Nightmare. 2 and a black. Instant. Convoke. Target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. Okay. All right. Not great. It's limited removal. It's not great. Convoke. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at best, it's a free. You tap 3 creatures and you give, you know, your opponent's creature -3/-3. It's like a free removal spell. At worst, it's a 3 mana -3/-3. So 3 mana dead weight. Yeah. Completed Huntmaster. 2 and a black. Phyrexian Elf Warrior. 2/3. Pay 1. Tap. Sack another creature or artifact. Incubate 3. Oh, I like this. You can turn your small incubators into bigger incubators. I like it. It's something. There's something there. It's a Phyrexian. Okay. All right. There's something to this. There's something to this card for limited. Consuming Aetherborn. There might be something for constructed too with this. In a sacrifice deck, maybe. Actually, no, probably not. If it was 2 mana, I'm thinking a sacrifice deck. You're playing Tyvar. Yeah, if this was like a 2 mana creature, because you can't get it back with Tyvar, and also it's in his slot. Yeah, maybe not. All right, consuming Aetherborn. 3 and a black. Aetherborn Vampire. Let's back up 1. Gives out lifelink as well. It's a 2/2. 4 mana, 2/2 with lifelink. At best, or at worst, it's a 4 mana 3/3 with lifelink. This is meh. This kind of sucks. Corrupted Conviction. 1 black instant. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. Isn't there there's a better one that like draws cards and gives you treasure or something? I think. I mean, not bad for limited with all those incubator tokens running around. Draw 2 cards. You got to give us at this for constructed though. You got to give us something else. Draw 2 cards and something. Like here, Deadly Derision. 2 and 2 black instant. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Create a treasure token. This was Vraska's Betrayal or something like that. What was the one from Ixalan? The 4 mana. Oh, but that was Exile. This is Destroy. And that one gained you life. This probably won't see playing constructed. I mean, it's good for limited. Yeah. Yeah. From what we've seen so far, there's actually, yeah, from what we've seen so far, there's not a whole lot of removal in this set. Okay, Dreg Recycler. 1 and a black. Phyrexian Beast. 2/2. What are we looking at here? There's like a person inside the back of this creature. Tap it, sacrifice an artifact or creature. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Okay, so it's like a little reachy. He's a little reachy boy. He's reaching in the... Guys reached in the artwork too. Little reach boy. Help you close out the game. Okay. Alright, sacrifice incubator tokens. something. Etched Familiar, 2 and a black. Artifact creature, Phyrexian Fox. When Etched Familiar dies, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Okay, a lot of this leechy stuff. A lot of opponent loses life, you gain life. Could be something to that. Artifact creature's interesting. Artifact creature's interesting. Won't say playing constructed. Etched Host Doombringer. I saw this before. This is a Chaos Space Marine from Warhammer. Like, this is a Chaos Space Marine. Etched Host Doombringer, 4 and a black, Phyrexian Demon. When Etched Host Doombringer enters the battlefield, choose 1. Target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Okay, a little more leech. Choose target battle. If an opponent protects it, remove 3 defense counters from it. Otherwise, put 3 defense counters on it. And this is a 3/5. I think this is good. I think this card is really good. I think any of these, whatever this thing is, Ayara, we haven't seen many of these that directly impact battles so far. And I feel like there are definitely some good battles, especially for limited. And anything that can directly impact them without actually dealing combat damage to them is very, very important, I think. It just will give you so much. Like, remove 3 defense counters from it. It actually seems kind of like a lot. And a 3/5 is a pretty chonky boy, too. For 5 mana, yeah, I mean, yeah, I like him. I like a little Chaos Space Ring guy for limited. Failed Conversion, 4 and a black. Enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchant creature gets -4/-4. When enchanted creature dies, surveil 2. 5 mana is a lot. 5 mana is a lot for this. I mean, they put on the surveil 2 to make it worthwhile. But didn't we just have a 2 mana instant that gave -4/-4 and proliferate in the last set? Like, yeah. Yeah. This is like the bad removal for black. Final Flourish, 1 and a black instant kicker. Sacrifice an artifact or creature. Okay. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. If the spell is kicked, that creature gets -6/-6 until end of turn. Again, didn't we just get a 2 mana -4/-4 to a creature and proliferate in the last set? Well, you didn't have to do anything else? Like, I get it. I think they're trying to dial back on the effectiveness of the removal for constructed, but we don't have any sets rotating out of standard until September. So I guess a lot of sets are rotating out then, but still a long way to go. I get it. They're trying to dial back on the effectiveness of removal spells. This is good though for limited. 2 mana -2/-2, sure. And then, I mean, if you're playing black, you got a lot of incubator stuff running around, or a creature, and give something -6/-6. So, yeah, and at instant speed. I like this. I like this better than Failed Conversion, for sure. Flitting Gorilla, 2 and a black, Fairy Rogue. 2/2 with flying. When Flitting Gorilla dies, each player mills 2 cards. Then you may exile Flitting Gorilla. Gorilla. I keep saying it like gorilla. When you do, put target creature or battle card from your graveyard on top of your library. Okay. All right. Okay. 3 mana 2/2 flyer. It's not bad. Not terrible. And then you get to put a card from your graveyard, put a creature or battle from your graveyard on top of your library. Okay. Just limited only. It's, it's something. Gift of Completion, 1 and a black enchantment. When Gift of Completion enters the battlefield, incubate 3. Okay. Whenever a Phyrexian you control... Oh, this is the black enchantment. Incubate 3. But it's only 2 mana. Whenever a Phyrexian you control dies, surveil 1. I feel like the blue one is still better, right? I think you'll see a lot of these pass around. I think all of these, maybe all of these enchantments. I mean, we'll see what the red one and the green one do, but Gifted Completion enters the battlefield, incubate 3. There's 2 mana, 3/3. You have to transform it still, but essentially, whenever a Phyrexian you control dies, surveil 1. Okay. It's like okay, it's like think of it. I guess I'm thinking of it as like a Phyrexian arena. Well, it's like a worse Phyrexian arena, but it's cheaper, and you're not losing a life each turn, which is actually pretty big for limited. So there's something to this. Helps you filter through your deck. Get those flooding land drops out of the way for your deck in limited. Okay. All right. I can see the upside to it. Glistening Deluge, 1 and 2 black sorcery. All creatures get -1, -1 until end of turn. Creatures that are green and or white get an additional -2 until end of turn. Oh, look at the lion getting dragged down into the muck. I don't know. I think this is bad. Why green and or white? Oh, this hits, yeah. Green and or, well, they already did green and red, didn't they? Didn't we already see one that did green and red? So I was gonna say white, it hits mites, and that's a white's thing. This kind of hoses the green white toxic deck and construct it, right? I mean, you kind of want to play this against them. Yeah, I don't know. This card kind of sucks. Gloomfang Mauler, 5, 2 black, Nightmare, Swamp Cycling 2, Backup 2, Menace. It's a 5/5. So it seems like all these cycling cards are like not the best, except for the white one. The white one seemed good. This seems worse than the, I don't know, maybe this doesn't seem worse than, actually no, this is better than the blue one, I think. Worse than the white one. This is all right. I mean, it's like the blue one. This is like, you know, you'll see this get passed around a lot, and I mean, maybe they're worth having if you want to try and do like a 3-color deck in limited to get the colors that you want. Backup 2 and Menace. So at worst, this is 7 mana, 7/7 with Menace. Yeah, I like this better than the blue one. I like the white one better, but I like this better than the blue one for sure. Yeah, maybe it kind of enables you to do 3-color decks a bit more too. Maybe. All right, Grafted Butcher, 1 and a black, Phyrexian Samurai. How many arms does this guy have here? What is going on? Does he have 3 arms? 4 arms? I'm a little confused there. 2 mana, 2/2. When Grafted Butcher enters the battlefield, Phyrexians you control gain Menace until end of turn. Love it. Other Phyrexians you control gain +1/+1. Love it. Pay 4, sacrifice an artifact or creature, return Grafted Butcher from your graveyard to the battlefield, activate only as a sorcery. Holy shit. This is, yes. Love it. Love it. It's straight to the battlefield, not even back to your hand. This is awesome. Awesome. Great. Yep. That's actually good. Good rare. Hoarding Broodlord, 5, 3 black, dragon, convoke, flying, 7/6. When Hoarding Broodlord enters the battlefield, search your library for a card, exile it face down, then shuffle. For as long as that card remains exiled, you may play it. Spells you cast from exile have Convoke. Search your library for a card. And this has Convoke. Okay. Oh, this is something. This card is something, man. This is a Convoke card. I like this. Especially with all those little incubator Phyrexians you got running around in limited. Yeah, this is something. All right. This is good. This is good in limited. I don't know. For constructed, the thing with constructed now, at least for standard, there's not really go wide decks. It's hard to have a lot of creatures on the board. There's so much premium removal running around. You know, mid range is kind of king right now. That you can't really go. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what this mom standard is like. Maybe there's a token deck or something. We can go a bit wider. I don't know if this will ever get played in constructed. It's just 8 mana. But in limited, this is awesome. All right, Ichor Drinker, 1 black, Phyrexian Vampire, 1 mana, 1/1 with lifelink. Pay a black, exile it from your graveyard, incubate 2. Oh, I like this. Oh, I like this. Yeah, this is cool artwork too. Yeah, this is good. If you're doing the incubator Phyrexian thing, I mean, this is what you sack. You sack this to bring like this guy back. And then you can exile from the graveyard and make a token. Make a 2/2 token. Yes. This is a nice little thing. Ichor Shade, 2 and a black, Phyrexian Shade, 2/3. The beginning of your end step, if an artifact or creature is put into the graveyard from the battlefield this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Ichor Shade. Yes, this Phyrexian. Yes, this is some cool artwork too, right? I like. Is that supposed to be its head? It's pretty cool. Yeah, I like this. I like this. 3 mana, 2/3 that grows. You want to be sacrificing stuff anyway in this kind of deck. Yep, I like it. We got some battles. Invasion of Eldraine, 3 and a black. When Invasion of Eldraine enters the battlefield, target opponent discards 2 cards. Okay. 4 defense, which is not terrible. I wish it cost 3. What do we get? Prickle Fairies. Prickle Fairies. Fairy creature flying at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep. If that player has 2 or fewer cards in hand, Prickle Fairies deals 2 damage to them. It's a 2/2 flyer that deals damage if they have 2 or fewer cards in hand. All right, this is like a limited only kind of thing. It's pretty disruptive for limited. 4 mana, discard 2. Make them discard 2. Yeah. Invasion of Fiora. 4 and 2 black. When Invasion of Fiora enters the battlefield, choose 1 or both. Destroy all legendary creatures. Destroy all non-legendary creatures. So the Legends deck. This is like a sideboard card for Legends. Has 4 defense. Oh yeah, I've seen this. Marchese, Resolute Monarch. Menace, Death Touch. Whenever Marchese Resolute Monarch attacks, remove all counters from up to 1 target permanent. So another battle. You can just remove counters from another battle or something. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you haven't been dealt, or Planeswalker. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you haven't been dealt combat damage since your last turn, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Yeah, I can see this as a sideboard card for a Legends deck. 6 mana is a lot, though. And I don't know. I don't know if they really need to board wipe that deck. That deck is so strong. This is a good card, though. This is a good card. All right, Invasion of Innistrad, 2 and 2 black. Flash. When Invasion of Innistrad enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls gets -13 till end of turn. -13. Gee, I wonder what creature would have 13/13. Love it. 5 defense, 4 mana, flash, -13, -13. Deluge of the Dead is an enchantment. When Deluge of the Dead enters the battlefield, create 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Pay 3, exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature card, create a 2/2 black zombie. Okay. All right. Okay. So, I mean, this kills, I can't even think of her name right now. Emrakul. Kills Emrakul. That's the whole point. And then you get a bunch of zombies. I mean, yeah. 4 mana, -13, -13. That's going to kill anything in limited, right? Surely there won't be a creature that's bigger than 13/13. I love it for limited. That's a great removal spell. Invasion of Olgrotha. 4 and a black. When Invasion of Olgrotha enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to any other target and you gain 3 life. I already hate it. 5 defense. Okay, I love this. Grandmother Ravi Sangir. She's got a chariot with the bats are pulling her. She's a wizard. How is she a wizard and not a witch? Flying 3/3, only a 3/3. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a +1/+1 counter on grandmother. I almost said on your grandmother. On grandmother Ravi Sangir, and you gain 1 life. I do enjoy a good apocalypse. I love the flavor of this card. This is awful. 5 mana to deal 3 damage and gain 3 life. That's awful. This is like fail conversion. Fail conversion's better. -4, -4. Although you can do 3 damage to a battle. Are any battles 3? I don't think we've seen one. Oh, we've seen one. All right, we're almost done with the black. All right, almost done for this video. 4/2 black, merciless repurposing. 4 and 2 black, instant. Exile target creature, incubate 3. Ooh, that costs so much, man. That costs so much. Exile target only a creature, incubate 3. I wish it was creature and planeswalker. Yeah, again, I think they're scaling up the reducing the power level of the removal spells. And this is what will be. This is maybe the primo removal that we'll have for when the good stuff rotates out in September. So who knows? Although you'd rather play the 4 mana, you'd rather play like Deadly Derision or something instead. This is like you're getting towards the end of draft and you don't have removal, so you get that. Mirrored Avenge, 1 black instant, destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn, draw a card. Okay, so this is something. I love this artwork. I love that artwork, man. Yep, I mean, block something big with a little 2/2 incubator dude, and then do this before trample damage gets through, or mid combat, whatever, and you get to draw a card. This is a nice little cantrip. I don't know if it'll see constructed play, but any damage too. So you could play like End the Festivities, 1 mana, deal 1 damage to everything, and then play this to kill a Shieldred or something. Nezumi Freewheeler. Not that that's such a great play, but it's any damage, not just combat damage. Nezumi Freewheeler, 3 and a black. Rat Samurai. I love it. Biker mice from Mars. Rat Samurai, Menace, 3/3. When Nezumi Freewheeler enters the battlefield, each player mills 3 cards. Okay, a little more milling. 5 to flip. Hideous Flesh Wheeler. Here's a 4/5 Menace. When this creature transforms, put target permanent card with mana value 2 or less from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. I love this for limited. I love this in that blue-black mill deck. Yeah. Very cool. 4 mana, 3/3 with menace. That's not bad at all. And you transform it. Next turn, the following turn, suppose you hit, as long as you hit your land drop, you transform it. Pay 2 life, of course. And you get a 4/5 with menace, and you get something from any graveyard. 2 mana thing. I like it. Azumi Informant, 1 and a black. Rat Rogue, 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. All right. Didn't we have wasn't there like a beetle that did the same thing? Wasn't there some kind of beetle? 2 mana, 1/1 beetle. When it enters the battlefield, opponent discards a card. Let's see some play in stuff. Although that might be an artifact. The beetle that I'm thinking of. So that might have, I don't know. Oh, although we did just get the Rat Lord. Oh, we did just get the Rat Lord in the last set, didn't we? Interesting. We got a Rat Lord, and we got a few rats popping up here. Okay. Something maybe for the future. This guy. This is a chaos. This is a chaos. Hold on. Phyrexian Gargantua, 4 and 2 black. Phyrexian Horror. It's a 4/4. When Phyrexian Gargantua enters the battlefield, you draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. This is a Chaos Space Marine Dreadnought for Warhammer 40k. Right? It's a it's like a, yeah, it's a Dreadnought from Warhammer. Enters the battlefield, you draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. This is awesome. This is great. 6 is kind of a lot. What was the one? It was 3 mana, 2/2, draw a card, lose a life. So 6 is kind of a lot. And that one you could recur, right? The Rager? Couldn't you bring the Rager back? I'm thinking of the one for Brothers War. No, there's 2. Yeah, there's 2. I don't know. Either way. You can't go wrong with this. Draw 2, lose 2. That's fine. You got a 4/4. We haven't really seen too many big guys. So, although we haven't gotten to red and green. So, we'll see. Pylon, 3 and a black. Instant with Convoke. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Surveil 2. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Oh, yeah. This is a rare. I don't know if you can play this thing constructed. Yeah, I don't know if you're playing this constructed, but in limited, this is great. Render inert, 2 and a black. Remove up to 5 counters from target permanent. That's battles or planeswalkers. Draw a card. This is the combo card in standard right here to get battles to work. You can see a lot of decks running render inert to get battles, to get the big splashy battles to work. Yeah. Good card. Scorn Blade Berserker. I don't know why I keep clicking them. Scorn Blade Berserker. 1 mana for a human berserker. Actually, this artwork is crazy. Love it. 1 mana, 0/1, human berserker, backup 1. The other creature also gets pay 1, sacrifice this creature, draw a card. Again, man, why is it 0/1? So at worst, it's a 1 mana, 1/2 to pay to sack it and draw a card. How is that how is a 0/1 a berserker? How does that make sense? It doesn't. That's the answer. It doesn't. A berserker is not a 0/1. Look at this axe. Does this axe convey 0/1 or 1/2? It doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. How I'm feeling about these backup decks. I'm liking the Phyrexian deck, and I'm liking the mill deck that I'm seeing. I'm liking the pieces for those. The backup ones, The backup ones, all these backup creatures are like not good. I don't know. All right, Shieldred. Shieldred's a 5-man, a 3 and 2 black, 4/5, Phyrexian Praetor. Let's look at her. She transforms. She has Menace. When Shieldred enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature or planeswalker. Okay, little edict there. And then we pay 5, exile her, activate only as a sorcery, and only if an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. Okay, so she's got to be part of the mill package, kind of, or played later, much later on in the game. True Scriptures. Step 1: for each opponent, destroy up to 1 target creature or planeswalker that opponent controls. All right. Step 2: each opponent discards 3 cards, then mills 3 cards. Okay. Step 3: put all creature cards from all graveyards onto the battlefield under your control. Exile the True Scriptures. I feel like she's just too slow. I mean, that's crazy. You could get Portal to Phyrexia in play faster, though. Like, this is the only... the phase 3 or step 3 or whatever of the saga is like the only crazy part. And I will say, when she comes back, then each opponent also has to sacrifice another creature or planeswalker. I don't know. At 5 mana, you just play Invoke Despair. You're just playing Invoke Despair again. Yeah, and you could play Cruelty to Gix if you want to reanimate something. Yeah, I don't know. In I mean, of course, in limited, you'll want a 4/5. It's maybe like one of the biggest creatures we've seen so far for the set. I think this dragon is bigger. This guy, a 5/5, and there's the one blue card. There's not a lot of creatures so far that have stat-wise have been bigger than her. So for limited, 4/5 with Menace that removes a creature or planeswalker, sure. And then maybe you transform her. If you transform her, it's like GG. You win the game. But in constructed, I don't know. I don't know if this see in play. It just would die before it gets flipped. She's going to die before she gets flipped. And yeah. I don't know. All right, tenured Oilcaster, 3 and a black, Phyrexian Wizard, Menace. Tenured Oilcaster gets +3/+0 as long as the opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. Okay. Whenever tenured Oilcaster attacks or blocks, each player mills a card. Each player. So even you are milling a card. Okay. So at best it comes out as a 4 mana 5/4 with Menace. Okay. All right. It's a payoff for that mill deck for limited. Not bad. It's a common too. Wow. You'll probably see a lot of them then. You only want like 2 at most, maybe. Dramatic Revelation, 1 and a black sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a creature or battle card from it. If you do, that player discards that card. If you don't, incubate 3. So I wonder if this is good. It's a 2 mana, like essentially you could do a 2 mana 3/3 creature. You have to flip it the next turn, or if you're on turn 5, you can flip it, but and you get to peek at the opponent's hand. This is interesting. Not for constructed, but for limited, it's actually interesting. I never liked playing like Duress in limited, but this I might play this, especially in that mill deck, actually. Just to put some more cards in their graveyard. This might actually be good to do. Yeah. Unseal the Necropolis, 2 and a black instant. Each player mills 3 cards. Then you return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand for only 3 mana. Yes. This is Takanuma, but better, right? Because you get 2 creatures. Although it's not a land. This is some cool artwork too. Yeah, I mean, I like it. If you're doing the mill thing, you only want 1 of these in your mill, your little limited mill deck, but yeah, I like it. I like it. All right, last black one. Vanquish the weak. 2 and a black instant. Destroy target creature with power 3 or less. I feel like, I don't know, we kind of have to go back and look through, right? But a lot of the creatures have power 3 or less in the set. Yeah. There are some big ones, of course, but they're costly. A lot of things have, a lot of the creatures have big butts too, right? A lot of them are like 1/4s, 2/3s, 3/4s, 2/3s, 1/3, 2/4, 3/3, 3/1, 1/2, 2/4, 2/2, 2/2. Although you're putting like backup, you're putting +1/+1 counters on stuff, and incubator tokens are probably the bigger, you know, going tall. I don't know, for 3 mana? For 3 mana? What was the one we had in the last set? That the exile one, and but if it had corruption enabled, you could exile. It was like exile target creature with mana value 3 or less. It was 2 mana too, wasn't it? 2 mana, exile target creature with mana value 3 or less. But if you had corruption online, it was just exile target creature or something. And it was only 2. And this is 3 and destroy target creature with power 3 or less. Yeah, it's not great. The black removal spells don't seem that great. I mean, they're good. They're solid, but they're not like, wow, you know. There's nothing in there that I'll be like, oh yeah, I want to play that in constructed. There's no like Shieldred's Edicts. Like even Shieldred's Edicts kind of seems like meh for limited, but it's really good in constructed. Yeah. All right, guys. Holy shit, 2 hours. Okay, that's the end of this one. Next video will be out. Hey, listen, if you sat through all this, the next video is going to be out in like 2 hours. We're going to do red, we're going to do green, we're going to do multicolored, and we're going to do artifacts. We're going to do everything. We're going to do what's left. I guess we'll look at like all these random cards. I don't know. I don't care about Jumpstart. Alternate art portalists. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll look at some of this. Next video, hopefully, I think, should be shorter, but who knows? All right. Love you guys. Have a great weekend. Like I said, next video will be out in a couple of hours. Make sure to come back down, red, green, the rest. Like the video, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Leave a comment down below. And love you all. Have a great weekend. All right.